I never thought I would become the kind of person who plans revenge. I always believed that karma would take care of people eventually, that life had a natural way of balancing things out. But I was wrong. Karma is slow, and some people only understand consequences when you personally make them pay. My name is Elena, and this is the story of how I got back at the person I trusted most at work, the person I considered my friend, my sister, and all, but named Vanessa. We met 3 years ago when I started at the marketing firm where I still work. Vanessa was already there, brilliant at her job, charming, and effortlessly liked by everyone. At first, I admired her. I wanted to learn from her, be her friend, and maybe even emulate her professionalism. And for a while, we genuinely connected. We shared coffee breaks, brainstormed ideas together, stayed late in the office to finish projects, and celebrated each other's small victories. She was always there with a supportive smile or a word of encouragement. I trusted her completely. But people can hide dangerous intentions behind a perfect smile, and Vanessa was a master of that art. The first hint that something was off came when I was promoted to lead a new project. Vanessa congratulated me warmly, hugged me, and said she was proud. I felt happy, excited, and grateful. But over the next few weeks, subtle things started happening. Misplaced emails, meetings scheduled to conflict with mine, and minor errors that were suddenly attributed to me. At first, I convinced myself it was coincidence or my own oversight. I wanted to trust her. I wanted to believe that she was still my friend. Then it got worse. One morning, I found a note slipped under my office door. It was short, cold, and threatening. "You're not as untouchable as you think." My hands shook as I read it. I didn't know who left it, but I immediately suspected Vanessa. Her jealousy had always been there, simmering under the surface, but now it was exposed. It wasn't just about competition. She wanted to destroy me completely, and she was willing to do it slowly, methodically, like a predator stalking its prey. I started paying attention. Vanessa thrived on gossip, manipulation, and appearing perfect. She would subtly undermine me in meetings, questioning my ideas in ways that made me seem inexperienced or reckless. She spread rumors about me to coworkers, and even misrepresented my contributions to managers. And it was working. Some colleagues began to avoid me. Some doubted my competence, and even my boss, who had always trusted me, began to question my judgment. I could feel my career slipping, and the more I tried to prove myself, the more she attacked. I wanted to confront her, to tell her I knew everything, to scream and demand she stop. But I couldn't, not yet. If I reacted impulsively, I risked losing everything. So I began documenting everything. Every email, every message, every conversation where she admitted to her manipulation, every instance where she took credit for my work or spread lies about me. I organized it meticulously, building a digital dossier that would one day serve as my weapon. Weeks went by, and Vanessa's attacks escalated. She even tried to take credit for one of my largest campaigns, presenting it to the executive team as her own work. It was infuriating. Everyone clapped, congratulated her, and I smiled politely, hiding the storm building inside me. I had all the proof I needed: draft versions, stamped files, emails to the client, everything showing the project was mine. But I didn't reveal it immediately. I waited. I was patient. Vanessa's life outside of work gave me an idea. She was obsessed with her social image, her friends, her boyfriend, even the way her neighbors perceived her. It was all carefully curated, and just like she had tried to destroy my professional and social life, I realized I could strike at her personal world. I collected everything she had done to sabotage others, not just me. I gathered screenshots of her gossiping, her lies about colleagues, and even messages where she admitted she had been taking credit for work that wasn't hers. I discreetly sent anonymous tips and messages to people who mattered: her friends, her boyfriend, and managers, carefully ensuring it reached the right eyes at the right time. The perfect moment came when Vanessa landed an opportunity to present a major project to the company board. She was thrilled, telling everyone that this was her big moment. I stayed calm, silent, and collected. I didn't panic or overreact. I knew what I had to do. On the day of the presentation, the boardroom was packed. Executives, coworkers, and even her closest friends were there. Vanessa stood confidently at the front, ready to present. I was sitting quietly in the back, pretending to check emails, heart calm but eyes sharp. As she began talking, I activated the slideshow from my tablet, which mirrored to the main screen. One by one, emails, screenshots, and recordings appeared, all revealing the truth. Her lies, manipulations, stolen work, and secret schemes to ruin colleagues, including me. The room froze, whispers spread like wildfire. Faces that had admired her now looked confused, shocked, even angry. Her boyfriend, who had believed in her completely, stared at her in disbelief. She stuttered, tried to explain, tried to laugh it off, but every defense fell apart under the weight of proof. The truth was undeniable. Vanessa's perfect world crumbled in front of everyone. Friends turned away, managers questioned her credibility, and her social image shattered instantly. She left the room humiliated, pale, trembling, and speechless. In the following weeks, she tried to rebuild her life, but it was too late. The damage was irreversible. Her boyfriend broke up with her, friends distanced themselves, and professionally, she was no longer trusted. And me, I had reclaimed my career, my reputation, and my peace of mind. I didn't need to scream, I didn't need to confront her violently, and I didn't need to seek public revenge. The evidence spoke for itself, and justice had been served. Looking back, I small realized the most important lesson. Revenge doesn't always have to be messy or violent. Sometimes it's about patience, strategy, and dignity. It's about proving your worth quietly while letting the world see the truth. People like Vanessa never recover when their real nature is revealed. They crumble under the weight of their own deception. I continued my career, stronger, smarter, and more confident than ever. I reconnected with colleagues who had doubted me, rebuilt friendships with those who were loyal, and focused on growing both personally and professionally. I no longer allowed anyone to manipulate me or take advantage of my kindness. I had learned that self-respect is far more important than anyone's approval. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't destroying someone yourself. It's showing the truth and letting life do the rest. And in the end, the person who tried to ruin me became the example of how deceit and envy always catch up to those who practice them. So if you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, remember this. Revenge isn't always about anger. It's about strategy, patience, and letting the truth shine. And when the time is right, the world will handle the rest. And you'll come out stronger, wiser, and victorious.